Wanted to ask the board to put meters up to Medina Dam. I'd already told them that, basically I was going to say they're absolutely needless. We measure our water at one point, and that's at diversion dam. It's a system, and we have one diversion point, we meter it there. But they would like to still request the board to put meters. Somebody from their office.
Chairman, board members, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for including the Save Medina Lake Committee and agenda for today's board meeting. We've been allotted 10 minutes for this presentation, which means we have to be very brief, and have instead handed out a small memo containing more detailed information. And I will point to this document throughout this presentation. So we ask you to hold any questions that you may have until we finish this material. The Save Medina Lake Committee has quickly become the leading nonprofit organization working towards securing the successful future of Medina Lake. We have over 11,000 followers on Facebook. We have up to 150,000 hits per day, and we are well on our way to getting 10,000 petition signatures supporting our efforts. On page 2, please allow me to start by stating that the Save Medina Lake Committee has never challenged the permit granted by the state of Texas allowing BMA to divert up to 66,000 acre-feet per year for irrigation purposes. Rather the opposite, without supplying water for irrigation, there would not have been a Medina Lake. Furthermore, we also believe that the proper management of the gates in Medina Lake with a high degree of focus on water conservation will allow us to always maintain a reasonable water level in Diversion Lake. And by reasonable water level in Diversion Lake, we use the definition set by the BMA. We have been advised by BMA that their policy is not to exceed 913.5 feet.
That's not correct.
Level in Diversion Lake and the target.
When you say something's wrong, I'm going to stop you. I did not say that.
Okay.
So that's incorrect. Go ahead.
Excuse me?
Are we taking questions here?
No, but when you say something's not correct.
Well, we have a document that you wrote on saying you wanted to keep it between 910 and 913. We'll note that that's correct. We can discuss that here in a minute. Based on these targets, which are being challenged set by the BMA, why has Diversion Lake consistently been kept above this level? The 913.5 level, we understood, was BMA's target, not ours. The 913 elevation originates from a technical study undertaken by URS, which, as previously mentioned, is included in the handout. This study shows that the loss of water increases exponentially when the water in Diversion Lake exceeds this level. The targets set by BMA are well supported and very logical. On page 3, no one should suggest that the public has no rights to opinions regarding how the water in Medina Lake and Medina River is managed. This water belongs to the people of Texas, and it's the people of Texas who have permitted the BMA the right to 66,000 acre-feet per year. The rest of the water unconditionally belongs to the people in this state. We very much have the right to opinions and influence over the management of this water. Page 4, the irrigation users and the community and citizens around the lake and beyond have one thing, by far the most important issue in common. We must do our utmost to ensure that Medina Lake is never drained again, and we must make sure Medina Lake has as much water in the lake as possible at all times. On page 5, we have a chart. We believe that the lake could have been full in 2010 when we were facing a major drought. However, the lake was only at 66% at the end of 2010. More water was released from the lake than necessary for the period thereafter, which led to the lake being drained to a 3% level in April 2013. We have calculated the flow in the system based on the best available data from the most reliable sources for the period 2007 to 2009, and that's what this chart details.
Did you get the sources on it?
Yes, we have all the sources. And based on very conservative estimations, the data presented on page 5 in the handout shows that there is almost 120,000 acre-feet unaccounted for after considering aquifer recharge, evaporation rates, derived from the USGS Scientific Investigations Report 2004-5209, and BMA's diversion of water was also included in there. We should do our utmost to understand what has happened to this very significant amount of water. However, we are concerned that BMA does not collect or store data regarding when or how much the valves are open in Medina Dam. On public requests for such information, we have on multiple occasions been told that such data doesn't exist. Please see attachment 3 in the handout for this documentation. This is a significant concern, especially when we know the enormous capacity of the valves. We have worked with the supplier of the valves and calculated the theoretical capacity of the valves in Medina Lake. And as seen in the handout, the valves have a mind-blowing capacity. As an example, if only the smallest valve is left 50% open, approximately 200,000 acre-feet is released every year. The obvious question that must concern all of us is that the manager of the system, the BMA, doesn't seem concerned about obtaining the data, allowing us to understand with a high degree of accuracy the amount of water flowing out of Medina Lake. It is simply unbelievable that anyone in the 21st century allows management of such a vital resource without obtaining and storing the necessary data to accurately understand what is happening. The lack of meters on Medina Dam gates makes it impossible to understand how much water is taken out of the lake and makes it impossible to understand how to manage this resource. The fact is that we all, including BMA and TCEQ, agree on the need for such metering since the installation of such meters are specifically listed in BMA's Water Conservation Plan as approved by the TCEQ. That's in attachment 5. We are here today to urge BMA and its board to introduce practical measures to improve the management of the water and conservation and to conserve the water to the greatest degree possible. First and most importantly, BMA must manage the valves in Medina Lake Dam so that the water level in Diversion Lake is maintained between the questionable BMA's target of 910 to 913 and a half. The gates in Medina Lake should always be closed if the Diversion Lake is above these amounts. Secondly, BMA must install flow meters on the gates of Medina Dam. We would like that to be done as quickly as possible. Not a major investment. We don't need to wait till 2007. Now, Ed and I have discussed there are benefits to these meters. For one, you know exactly how much water is coming out of there. For another, when Ed has told me that trying to get these people taking unpermitted water out of the lake has been something y'all have been fighting, all the straws in the lake, all this kind of stuff. The reason you have to fight that is because nobody believes Medina Lake is a reliable recharge feature. We know it's a reliable recharge feature if you keep the water where it should be until it goes to the farmers. We believe, and we're very confident, if you had those gates and valves on them and managed them properly, there would be far more water. You find there's far more water available for whatever uses the BMA could get the permits for. And when you do that, you can start getting this reservoir treated seriously rather than something that just drains like Cow Creek or any of these others. Those people up there around me in Burnley and Kendall County, they can't go out and dig a 25-acre tank. They have to get permits because those people know they're managing that water. And we're not in the 40s and 50s anymore. Y'all been doing this thing the same way for 100 years. I know y'all have made a lot of improvements, and we've tried to state that. But y'all have the responsibility of two very rapidly growing counties. It's not just freeloaders at the lake. We're paying a large portion of the taxes for the farmers' children to go to school, for their city services. And when last year, when that lake was down, they had to lower my taxes. That hurts all the people in those two counties. It hurts the farmers, and there's a much better way to manage this water. Thank you, Tim. If you have any questions? Thank you.
Do we have a motion to be put forward? If not, we'll go to the next item.
Excuse me, is it possible to ask a question for the audience? Jay, when there is no motion, what happens to this matter? Will it come up later, or is it just being filed?
No action taken.
Okay.
Well, the agenda was to take action, discuss and take action.
No action.
There's no action taken.
Okay.
No one made a motion.
I'll make a motion that we deny putting a meter in at Medina Dam at the outlet.
I'll second.
Wow.
Motion made by Director Carter, seconded by Director Hines.
Wow.
Oh. Turned down the offer to put meters at the outlet gates on Medina Dam.
Is that
Any further discussion?
Yeah, I'll discuss on it. My position on it is that, you know, I sit here trying to keep my feet on the ground when someone comes here and basically accuses us of stealing. And it is absolutely absurd. The largest source of resource is Diversion Lake. We do everything we can to keep that water level down. And, I mean, what do we want to do, waste the water? But we can't do anything about evaporation or what goes in the rocks. We've already been to Austin, if y'all had done your research, and we fought Edwards over it. They basically told us to go home, and we tried to get recharge credits, we tried to do everything. And they said, no, we want the free water that goes into the Edwards, case closed. And so we have fought the battle, but we're a system. We have one, we meter every drop of water that comes out of Medina River that goes into our system.
Okay, excuse
And
me.
I'm speaking.
Excuse us.
So, you know, in all due respect about what y'all pay, I have yet to have anyone from Medina Lake come and offer to bring a checkbook. Y'all can come buy water. You know, why don't you come and try to buy water and we'll leave it behind the dam. That's never a consideration. You know, no one came and offered from Medina Lake to help us pay for the upgrades to Medina Dam, and it goes on and on. But y'all come here and want us to leave the water behind the dam and then accuse us of the fact that we must go in the middle of the night because of the 120,000 acres that's missing. You know, it's just absurd. I'm sorry. So, there's
Can I-
no discussion.
Can I respond to that and give y'all a couple of pictures?
Sir, you haven't been recognized by.
I'm
the
sorry.
chair.
Motion on the table.
Got a motion on the table, wait.
The motion dies, all right.
I second.
I second.
You second it?
Second.
Okay.
I'll second your motion.
All,
Waiting on favor. Waiting on.
all in favor of motion, passed unanimously.
Huh.
This is Diversion Lake today. Every time a boat goes by, every time the wind blows hard, the water's going over Diversion Dam.
On to number 8, he's out of order.
Okay, item number 8, to take action on the Pond Lake project.